Rode VideoMic Go II or the Comica VM30. Well, let's check it out. When we started this channel, I did a video on wireless lavalier microphones and how that might be the best way to get started on your video journey, the best audio support for that journey. Kind of hold to that. I'm wearing one right now. I've got the Neewer wireless lavalier microphone sending my voice to the receiver that's attached to the camera. Great system. Gives me complete flexibility to walk around, move around, great. But there are times that you may have a need for a microphone that doesn't satisfy. Maybe the microphone needs to be a bit further away. These sorts of things. So today, we're going to be comparing two of the most popular microphones on Amazon. They're both affordable. The VideoMic Go II, this little guy, is 99 bucks. Pretty much anywhere you find it. Really good, solid, well-made microphone. And then you have the Comica VM30, a bit bigger. This is also wireless or not. You can use it either way. There are a lot of advantages to this one, and it's more expensive. It's almost $200. I got it for $170. I think you can still too. There'll be links down below in the description of how to get these microphones if this seems to be the thing that you need for your kit. But both extremely popular, and they should be. Spoiler alert, whichever one of these you wind up getting, if you do, you won't go wrong. These are great. They're both terrific microphones, but they're going to have slightly different uses. So let's take a look at them. What we're going to do is see what comes in the box. I don't have the boxes anymore, but we'll take a look at what came in them. So let's start out and we'll take a look at what comes with the Rode microphone. Well, of course, it comes with a microphone, and that's it. It also comes with a camera mount, shock mount adapter. It comes with a TRS cable. And this is a cable that will connect the microphone to your camera. And we're going to get back to that in a minute, but that's what this is. And then a wind muff. This is more of a pop filter. It helps to minimize the plosives when you punch P's or B's in your speech. Anyway, so that's it. That's what comes with the Rode. Very simple kit, but will definitely get you going. Over here, the Comica has got a lot more stuff going on over here, so let's take a look. Comes with this terrific case. If you're traveling, this is going to carry everything that you're going to see, a place for everything and everything in its place kind of deal. So it comes with the microphone. This is the Comica VM30. Great mic. We'll get into that. It comes with the pop filter again, the plosive filter. But in this case, come back here. But in this case, it's also going to come, would you settle down? All right, it's going to come with a dead cat. This is a furry windscreen that goes on over that, okay? So they go on concurrently. But in a windy situation, this is your lifeline. This works, and it's excellent, and it does not come with the Rode. Now, Rode makes a dead cat for the VideoMic Go II, but it's about 30 bucks. We'll leave a link for that as well. But it's an extra cost. So now you're up to $120, $130 for this. And now the difference, $170, $130, it's not that big a deal. And now it makes it a little bit tougher decision as to what you're going to do. So going on from there, because this is wireless, you also need a wireless receiver, and that's what this is. So this will clip on, right? It'll clip onto your hot shoe on your camera, and then you can go out from this to the camera with the same kind of cable that we just saw on the road. But here's a difference. The cabling that comes with this, you have the one that goes to your camera, of course, but this one will connect you to your phone. And they require different cables. And the reason for it is the phone input is a two-way street. It's both receiving information and sending information out. The camera is simply receiving information. So this cable will allow it to send it to the camera. This will allow two-way communication. So that's what that is. It's also going to come with a USB cable for charging. It comes with the shock mount for attaching it to the camera as well, and the case to carry everything. Super package. This is great. Everything, all the different ways that you might use this, except one, which we're going to get there, is here in this case. Now, one of the things that sets these apart, these two, both of them, is that port right there. It's a USB-C port. Now, this one here is non-powered. You don't have to connect it to anything. It doesn't have any battery in it or any such thing. So what's the USB for? The USB will allow you to connect this microphone or this one to your computer and do voiceover work and lay down vocal tracks on the computer and connect them directly. Really great feature. Really great feature. Again, the costs are a little bit different, but once you add that dead cat, the difference is pretty negligible. Great kits. So, what are some of the best uses for these? Let's talk about that. So based on these accessories, one of the obvious uses for these is to mount them on the camera. So you would take one of these shock mounts, and the microphone is simply going to snap into those. This one's really tight, so it takes a little bit of work. Super tight, but that's okay. Holds it really well. So now it's in there, and if I put the pop filter on it, that's what it's going to look like when it's on the camera. Now the advantage to this is it's pretty small, so it's not going to be a terribly crazy looking thing when you're out in the public, and yeah, people might take some notice, but here, let's get some product placement going on. Road. Okay, but anyway, it's not going to really take a whole lot of people's attention. It's fairly subtle. It's a little more than what the average Joe is walking around with, but it's still pretty subtle. Now, I'm not going to switch the mounts because they're essentially the same. They both work very well. But if we put that aside, and now put the Comica on here, and you're going to see this looks a little bit more invasive. It looks a little bit like you got something going on there. What's this guy doing? What's he up to? And that's the difference. Now the length of this, though, does allow it to reach out better and focus in on your voice when you're potentially holding it out as in a selfie mode. So yeah, the Canon 90D is a little bit heavy to do this with. It's going to be short little speeches. But anyway, but this obviously looks a lot more invasive on the camera. And it's going to take a little bit more attention from the public as you're out there doing your thing. So, now again, like I said, both of these have a USB port. And that's awesome. So if you're doing any kind of audio work on your computer, both of these are going to be perfect for the job. You'll be able to do a USB and a C into these and a USB-C into your computer. And now you can stream, you can do Zoom calls, you can, anything that's going to require a microphone while you're on the computer, these will both work. That's fantastic. My use set for that is doing voiceovers on videos. That's going to be our next video, by the way. We're going back to CapCut. I'm going to go over how to do voiceovers, so make sure you tune in for that. That's coming up soon. But anyway, these will plug directly into your computer, and anything you want to do, boom, you can go straight into it and do it. Now, another big difference that you'll see between these two, on the Rode, there's not much on here. There are two ports. There's a TRS port and a USB-C port. But when we look at the Comica, there's a lot more going on. This has filters. You're going to use this button right here to turn it on. And that's how it'll connect to the receiver on the camera. But then this button here will click in different filters that are available and built into the microphone. These are 150 hertz, 75 hertz, and a high gain. So what that's doing, at 150 hertz and 75 hertz, this is cutting out all frequencies below those numbers. And what that's going to do is it's going to eliminate background noise. It's very useful. If you have a hum going on of a fan or of your air conditioner in the background in your studio, or you're outside and there's the rumble of a highway in the distance, and that's annoying. Those filters are going to help to cut those out. Really, that sounds like a big advantage to the Comica, right? It kind of is, because it's all embedded right into the microphone. Rode has those same features. They're just hidden. Now, the fact is, you cannot use those features when you're plugging this directly into your camera. They don't work. But if you plug it into your computer, now there's an app that you can go to, a Rode app that you can go to that'll have all those same filters. So this can do all of that, but only in certain applications, computer applications, and then this is going to be terrific. But right out of the box, going straight into your camera and just using it directly, can't do that with this, but you sure can with this. Now, we already talked about this, but just so you can visually see what I'm talking about, the dead cat that comes with the Comica goes right on top. So this is a really, really good system for fighting the wind. This really isn't. So you're really going to need that dead cat. I got lucky. Years ago, I bought a very inexpensive version of one of these by Joby, and it came with a dead cat. It was like $30. It was amazing. And it's not a bad microphone. If you're really, really short on money, look up the Joby microphone, and it's a steal. Really, really good little microphone for what it is. These are better. Both of these have USB-C, that Joby won't. But the Joby did give me that dead cat, and I appreciate it. So this didn't cost me any extra to make it wind capable. It will most likely will cost you an extra 30 bucks. So just keep that in mind with the Rode. Now, one of the great things about the Rode that I love, this doesn't have a battery in it. This does not have to be powered. You don't have to do a darn thing. You just plug it into your camera and start talking. That's a big feature for me. Now, if you've been watching the channel with any regularity, you know that I've been going hiking with the intention of going camping. This is going to be a really valuable resource. I'll probably bring this with me, even though I really love this Neewer wireless microphone. It has so many great applications. I just really like it. But it's battery powered, and when you're out in the woods and you lose your power, I'll have a battery bank, a charging bank with me as well. So something's going to get recharged in the field. But if several things needed recharging and I could eliminate this as one of them, that would be a good thing. That's the competitive advantage here. When you're out and about, you just don't have to worry about any kind of power source. That's not the case with the Comica VM30. We're going to get it back out so we can see it again. The VM30 will be charged with that USB port, so that's another use of that. And that's a big deal. You've got to be able to have enough power to keep this going for the long term, for whatever the long term is in your application for that day. So a power bank may be necessary to be taken along with you, although this has got a pretty terrific battery life. Now, another thing that this has is the ability to use the microphone hole as a headphone jack when you're using it with USB. So that's and there's absolutely no lag. You're getting the instantaneous reproduction of sound through your headphones when you plug in there. Nice feature. Guess what? This has the same feature. When you plug this in via USB, you can take your cable jack and use it for headphones and monitor what's going on while you're working on your computer. Pretty cool. Here's one thing about the VM30 that I really, really, really like. This is a big deal in my opinion. At the very end here, there's a dial. I'm twisting it now. And that's a gain control for the microphone. You can change the gain from 0 to 10. Think volume control. But if the microphone has to be put off at a further distance from you than at another point, if this was convenient, then you'd maybe dial it down and you wouldn't have to have the gain up as high. If it's further away, you might need to. That's a great feature that you won't get on this little guy. Can't help it. It's not there. But this you don't have to power up, and this you do. So, one of the things that this allows you to do, because it's wireless, well, take a look at this. In a man in the street type of interview, this thing is going to shine. It's wireless. You don't have to deal with any kind of wires that are going between it and the camera. It's just you and your subject. Let's see if we can find somebody to say, hey man, come on over here. Let's give you a talk too. How are you today? Hi, how are you? I'm glad you could be here. What do you think of the Comica VM30? Oh, I think the VM30 is just an amazing microphone. Sounds great, easy to use. What a fantastic package. Wow. Well, there you have it, folks. This is another use for the VM30 that the Rode VideoMic Go II just can't hold a candle to. Here we see another common use of a shotgun microphone. They'll be put on a boom pole, just like this, or a mic stand like this, and be put just out of sight of the camera's view. And it still is, it's able to reach out and pick up my voice in a really great way. They're designed for it. They're very directional. They're just focused toward the front. And so by putting it just out of the frame, I can still get really good sound and complete freedom of movement and motion. Now, this one here, the Comica, see if you can get focused on it again, but the Comica does a really good job of this. Now, previously I had ordered the Comica VM30 and I sent it back because there was a little bit of a rattle inside of it. Well, when I got the second one, it's still kind of there. I thought it was a problem. I think it's just inherent in the design of their microphone. So I'm keeping this one because the sound's great and the versatility is incredible. But when I sent it back, what I did in the interim was I used the Rode VideoMic Go II as my boom mic. And I used it the same way, putting it just out of frame and using it as my shotgun microphone. I was amazed. This thing worked incredibly well. It gave me good, solid sound. I didn't have to be embarrassed or ashamed of the quality of the sound that it created using it as a boom mic. I was shocked by that. Tiny little microphone punching way above its weight class. That did a heck of a job. What are my thoughts on these? I think they're both great microphones. When I go camping, this is going with me. There's no question about it. No battery necessary, easy to use, terrific sound. I'm just completely impressed by the Rode VideoMic Go II. It has specific applications for me that it's hard to beat. So this is a keeper. My plan was to order these two and make a decision of which one I was going to keep. That didn't work out so well. So I'm keeping this one, and that's mostly my go-to for outdoors. And I'm keeping this one. Now, frankly, if I use a shotgun mic, I'm using this one. I'm using the VM30 as my shotgun mic, as my boom mic that's just out of frame. Does a great job. I can dial in the intensity of the volume. I've got gain control on it. I do have a light here that has a fan that's built into it, and using the filters will cut that down even if I'm going straight into the camera. As you can see, I can do the interview scenario. It's just so flexible, so versatile, so good. I couldn't send it back, so I got two. If this was useful to you, give it a thumbs up and a like. We're still growing. We're over 170. Keep on trucking. So help us grow. There's going to be more. The next one, we're going to go back to CapCut. I know there's some people that are kind of mad about CapCut not being addressed. So I can't do just that. We're talking about our total creativity, not just editing after the fact. So we got to create videos too. So if you liked it, like it. Subscribe to the channel and tell a friend, share it around, and leave a comment. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you're looking for. Tell me what you want. Let me create that for you. Okay? And so until the next time, I'll see you.